Hi there, Vulcan community. Nathan B here with a video this time on Azure cost management. So yeah, this will be in Azure again. So this video focuses on your budget, monthly budget, how to create a budget, how to create thresholds within that budget to notify you via email or SMS to say that, hey, a threshold of 50% of my budget has been hit or 75% of my budget has been hit. For you then to go and look and see what is spending my money here and why am I not staying on budget? So yeah, let's dive in. All right, in the Azure portal here, you want to go up and in the search field, you want to first, as a prerequisite here, type in monitor. And what I mean by a prerequisite is you need to create an alert group. Okay, so in the left-hand side here, you're going to click on alerts, and then here there's going to be this action groups option here. So click on that. Now I've gone ahead and just created one because it seems to take a little while to populate for the other cost management that we want to look at today. But I'll show you. You just click on create here and you're going to have your subscription there. It's going to be whatever you have as your name. Your resource group is going to be whatever resource group holds all your Vulkan node resources. Global is fine. And then you're going to just give it a name here. I'm just going to call this test because I'm testing it, showing you. And I'm going to go across, select this next notification option at the bottom. For what I want is I want to receive an email, an SMS message, or I think to the app. You can do a voice or a push to the app, I believe. So I'm just going to call this node action test. And then I'm gonna, yeah, over here, I'm gonna select my email. So this is gonna be, for me, Vulcan Blockchain. SMS, you're gonna put in your cell number. I'm just gonna try and do a dummy one here, 610. Okay. And then I'm also interested in pushing it to the Azure app. So I'm going to see if that works. Okay. All right, so I got my email set up. I got my cell number, which is not my cell number. And you can do a voice here. I assume that's just going to come and say, hey, there's something to do with your budget. Your budget has gone over a threshold. Okay, so I'm just going to click on OK to that. And then the action here. Yeah, I think we're good with that. So let's click on review and create for that. So let's create that. All right, so on my actual real one here, we should get my test one in here pretty soon. Okay, there's the test one. Now on the real one, all right, let's test this one out. I'm gonna click on this option here and select test action group preview. All right, I am going to test all three of these. That's right, sample. I just want to do an activity log alert. That is fine. And then I'm going to do test. All right, I'll see if the cell phone. Okay, I can see that on my cell phone now. This has come straight up here. This is a test activity log from Azure Monitor Action Groups. So it is working with my cell phone there, which is good. Okay, I found this takes a little while to run, so we'll come back when that has finished. All right, I can see there that the email is finally finished, and I'm going to jump across to the log here. And I can see that an Azure Monitor alert was triggered. Um, yeah, I guess this is just a test one, so there's not much in here. But yeah, I mean, I assume that then you'll be able to see your budget threshold, etc. For that. So now that at least two of those have worked, I'm gonna go and delete this one here, test one that I showed you, and I am happy with just the one that I have. So next, you want to go back up to the search and type in cost management, all right, and then this cost management and billing should pop up. So I'm going to select that one. So this overview here is pretty good. It gives you that sort of 30,000 foot view of the costing for the subscription. Um, I think I'll be spending a bit of time in here just sort of getting an understanding as we go month by month, because it will give me how much is due now. Okay, there's nothing for this subscription right now. Um, the subscriptions for Azure at least land, it seems, on the 9th of every month. So the next billing invoice will be available and payment will be due on February 9th in this case. The billing period that we're in right now is the month of January, you can see there. And yeah, my actual um, cost is $9.12. Over here, it shows you a history, which is pretty good. You can sort of see I'm a view by month to month, and December for me was 83 cents. This is quite interesting because this spending rate and forecast will show you 912 is actually what I owe, but I'm forecast until the end of the month in the billing period, so for January, to land at 945. And that's a forecast, an estimate, whatever you want to call it. This option down here just shows a breakdown of each of the resources, the disk, um, the IP address as well, and some other things. And you can obviously go into more detail with that. This is this section here is the billing alert. So this is what we're actually creating now, is some alerts to show that some thresholds have been met with a budget, which we're going to create. So so once we've had a look at that, let's go down to this option here, which is, we want to select this guy here, this budgets. Okay. We're going to create a budget. Now, the first thing you need to do here is we have this scope here. So what the budget that we're about to create, what's its scope? What are we having as part of this budget? And I don't like this default because for this it's not going to work, because it's this icon here is associated with like cost invoicing, and I want to look at this from the entire subscription, everything that's on this subscription, every single resource, because this, for me at least, and I think the same is going to be for people using Azure, is going to be that the subscription you use is going to be dedicated to your one node, your two nodes, light nodes, whatever it may be. And for that reason, I want to look at that entire subscription. So click on it, and then over here, you want to select the subscription name. It's going to be this yellow key here, which is the subscription. I've renamed mine to Vulcan. Yours might be Azure Subscription 1 or something like that. So I'm going to select that. And you'll notice now that the scope has changed to the entire subscription. Every resource and cost under the entire subscription. Once that's been done, let's click on Add. Okay, so the budget scoping we just touched on, which is the Vulcan subscription. The first thing you want to do here is give the budget a name. So I'm just going to call this Vulcan node. Now, the reset period is monthly, quarterly, or annually. I'm going to look at this from a monthly perspective. So I want to set a budget to say, what's my spend in the month? All right. Okay. So then the creation date is January 1st. That is fine. The default, it seems to default out till the end of 2024. You can change this around for whatever meets your needs. I'm going to add this at 150. I'm doing this video focused on mainnet. So for me, it's like that 1 to 150. I'll put in 150 because I think I'm going to have other costs associated with this subscription. The challenge here is that with my Vulcan subscription now, well, maybe not a challenge, but I can't accurately show you a normal spend on a node because I've just hit $9. That's all for January. But you can see here that the budget line here is at the 150 threshold. Okay, but that is what you're going to want to put for mainnet. But let's do two budgets, one for mainnet and one for this subscription. All right, let's click on next. Now we're going to create our threshold or our alert conditions. The first one I'm going to create is an actual condition. All right, and what percentage of the budget do I want an alert on to be notified on when it hits? And it's percentage based, so a percentage of that 150. I'm going to look at 75, right? So when it hits that 112, 50. Now this may hit it more frequently depending on the spend, obviously, and I may be able to adjust that later on. But just for now, to give you an idea, this is what it looks like. After you've entered the 75, then in this action group here, you want to drop down and your action group alert that you created earlier should be displayed here. If it's not, you need to go out and come back in and recreate your budget again. I have found that it sometimes doesn't pop up. All right, so just in summary, what's going to happen here is if this within the month, if this subscription hits $112.50, it's going to hit my action threshold here, or the threshold of the budget for this line item here, and it's going to send an SMS, an email, and alert the app. Okay. Now I would probably create another one sort of at the 95% mark to the same action group, SMS, text message, SMS, email. Because the idea of this is that if these alerts come up for that one, you may miss it, or you know that you want your first 112.50 for the month. Where is that in the month? Are we talking halfway through the month, week 2, or is it towards the end? As we get up towards the 95, it's like, okay, what's going on here? I just need to go in and work out whether this is normal. Go back to that overview and see what resources are costing more money. Did I add something and I forgot to delete it? Because that can happen as well. So it really allows you to stay on your budget. The other option I would probably add is a forecast option. Remember I showed you the spend right now, which was like $9 and change, but then my forecast was a little higher up in the $9. So if my forecast is gonna say hit 95%, or maybe even 99 or something, then I also want to know about that. Like, is that early in the week where my forecasting is saying, well, I'm like I'm on track to hit that 150 budget, 140, 48.50. So I want to know about that. So I kind of would, that's how it all works, and you can go and play with this how you like. But that's probably something that I'll be doing, something that looks like a little bit like this. Now, you can leave this blank, I believe, because you have your action group and the language you can pick something other than the default, which I assume for my subscription is English, but I'll just create that, change that to that. All right, let's go and create that now. Okay, the budget was created. All right, so that is going to be my mainnet budget. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to now create something that is closer to what my subscription now looks like. And my scope looks good. I'm going to call this maybe testnet. All right, and that all is fine. Now I'm going to change this closer to maybe I'll just do it at $9 because I've already hit that. And I can show you what it looks like as well on the overview slide. And hopefully I will get some, I'll do this at, I'll do this at 100% at the $9, right? Because I'm already there. And then I will select my action group. That is fine. And everything else looks good. So when it hits exactly $9, 100% of my budget, I should start SMSing. And all right, so that's my testnet and my mainnet budget. Now, the thing with these budgets under cost management, if you have a look at this tutorial here in Microsoft's MS Docs, you can see this highlighted here. This is for creating and managing Azure budgets. It says here that the cost and usage data is typically available within 8 to 24 hours, and budgets are evaluated against these costs every 24 hours. So I think I've got to wait now for that 8 to 24 hour period, and then see if, excuse me, my alerts pop up. And so I'll either come back and show you that in the end of this video. If I don't just upload it, that's what you should expect. Hey guys, just jumping in here. It's been a couple of days later. I just wanted to show you some of the alerts that I've received. So you would go in the Azure portal, log on, and then you want to go to this cost and management section. And in here, you want to have a look at the cost alerts option here. And I'm going to change it to my subscription because that was my scope. Select that, and you can see that there is an alert that has been generated. Cost exceeded threshold. The other area that you could take a look at is if you go under budgets now, and what has changed is you can see that there's this progression bar, which I like because I can see that my $9.50 where I'm at now is 6.33% of my $150 budget. So this will give you a progress bar of where you are within the billing period, which in this case is going to be monthly. But I created this testnet budget at a $9 limit, and I'm over that now, which is why it's coming up as 100% to look at this. So I'm going to jump across to some of the alert groups I have, or the action on the alert group, which is hey, go send an email. And this is the first one here, which you can see. You have an alert for budget testnet because that was our testnet. Your total spend for budget testnet is now at that, exceeding our $9 limit. All right, and then you can see the detail in there, which is pretty cool. The other one is on my cell phone. If I log on here, you can see that I received a text message directly on my cell phone, which is really cool. Your spend budget for testnet is now at that exceeding your specified threshold of $9. So that's the outcome of setting up the budgets and alerts. And so I've covered most of the I've covered most of the things I really wanted to achieve here to show you how to create budgets in Azure and get notified about them. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and until next time, take care. Bye.